People coming in. And what I want to do today is, maybe we know, because we're working on the oxygen advantage, and we understand now that it's about breathing a good volume of air, the right volume of air for your needs, for your metabolic needs. But what I want to do today, because we're adding some movement into it, and because we're exploring a little bit more, it may be that you want to take a slightly fuller breath. Remember, we're always taking a deep breath, whether you're breathing whatever volume of air that you're breathing. You might want to take a fuller breath to avoid over breathing or creating excess tension. Remember, that fuller breath is always deep into the body. And what we'll do is, at the top of that fuller breath, I might just say to you, just pause the breath for a couple of seconds, and then we might do a deliberate active exhale. So a little bit of a, just sort of like blowing out a candle. So it's still calming and relaxing, and we're not over breathing because we're pausing at the top of the breath. But the purpose is just to breathe into different positions. So let's get you lying comfortably. Paul's out there already, lying comfortably on your back, on the floor. And let's put our legs into standing. So get your legs into bending your knees and your feet in contact with the floor. So let's just do a quick body scan. So your feet, soles of your feet, you can feel connected to the floor. I'm going to join you now on the floor. And pay attention to the ball of the big toe. So you've just got the ball of just behind the big toe, ball of the foot just in connection with the ground. And we're just going to roll our feet in, so the knees will follow, and then roll out to the edge of the feet. So see what happens when you roll the feet and roll in. See what happens as you go up to the hips. And then find that sweet spot where your feet are nicely balanced, connected to the ground. Heels. Then come up to the pelvis nice and heavy on the ground. You'll feel the back of the pelvis, the sacrum, connected to the ground. We're just going to do a little roll side to side with the pelvis, and let the knees and the feet just follow that little roll with the pelvis. So we just bring in our attention to the pelvis. Focusing on the base of the spine. And then again, find that sweet spot where the base of the spine is in contact with the ground. Is it balanced evenly side to side? Let's bring the attention to the head now and the base of your skull. And if you've got a little cushion there if you need it, or wherever you've got your head placed, really focus on the base of the skull connected to the ground. So the head becomes heavy. Let the head be heavy. Let the shoulders just relax and soften into the ground. Jaw relax. And very, very gentle head roll side to side. Not massive, just one side then the other. So just on the base of the skull. These are just really subtle, easy movements, just to find that nice, sweet spot where you feel balanced and supported by the ground. and then let the head rest. If you need to, just slightly tuck the chin and lengthen the neck, lengthen the spine, bring the shoulders down and relaxed. Let's come to the hands, so the palm of the hands facing to the sky, so just open up the palm of the hand so they're facing to the sky. Get the back of the forearms just lightly connected to the ground, the fingers relax, just let the fingers curl and relax as they feel comfortable. And now come to your tummy and rib cage, and we're going to bring the attention to the breath on the tummy and the rib cage. So just notice what's going on in this most efficient resting posture. So just let the body breathe itself naturally, easy. And bring your attention to your nostrils. And the physical sensation of the air entering and leaving the body. See if you can really notice that subtle difference in temperature. So as the air enters, as you breathe in, slightly cooler air coming in through the nose. As you breathe out, slightly warmer leaving. Let go of any unnecessary tension in the body, so it may be in the arms, maybe the shoulders, maybe the tummy. Just completely use the ground, trust the ground to support you. And with each out breath, you just soften, let the body soften into the ground. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of guidance to the breath. The only bit we're going to guide or control is at the end of that natural out breath. You're just going to pause the breath for a 5 count of 5. So you're going to do a normal breath in, a normal breath out, and then just pause for the count of 5, and then just breathe easy after that. So everybody in your own time, a normal breath in. After the next normal out breath, just pause for 5 count of 5. And then just breathe easy. And we'll go again, normal breath in. After the next normal out breath, just have a rest. Count for 5. And then breathe easy. And again, after a normal in-breath, out-breath, just count down from 5 and breathe easy. After the next breath, pause for 5 and breathe easy. After the next breath, pause for 5 and breathe easy. So just easy, light, soft, rhythmical breathing. Now bring your hands and pop one hand, keep the elbows rested on the ground, so you're not creating any tension in the shoulder. Just bring one hand onto the sternum part of the chest, so the collarbone, sternum, and the other hand just on the tummy. So just as if you were relaxing, lying and relaxing. Elbows just resting comfortably on the ground. Shoulders still nice and heavy and relaxed. And now we're just noticing the movement in the chest and in the rib cage. And we're noticing that they're not separate compartments. So yeah, you'll feel your diaphragm push the belly up. But you still may feel a little bit of movement in the upper ribs. And also in the back of the body. So yes, we've got our hands, we can feel the rib cage, we can feel the front of the body, but bring your attention now to the back of the body. So feel the ribs expanding gently into the floor as you breathe in. So now we're going to create some of those fuller breaths. So focusing on the lower ribs at the front and the back and the sides of the body. Just take a slightly fuller breath in and just hold for a couple of seconds at the top, and then just let that breath out as if you're just sighing a breath out. So a fuller breath into the lower ribs. Pause for a couple of seconds and then just let that breath out. You can sigh the breath out, you can hum the breath out, you can blow the breath out, you can make a sound if you want to make a sound. Notice when you take a fuller breath into the lower area of the ribs, we're focusing on there, but that upper chest area should be moving as well. We're not locking. We don't have separate compartments. We're not a chest breather or a diaphragmatic belly breather. You use the whole area, the whole space. We're creating space for air. We're holding the breath at the top just so that we don't overbreathe, so that we don't create excess tension. And then we're just relaxing and softening into the floor. So we'll do that again, focusing on the lower ribs, front, side and back. So a slightly fuller breath in. Hold for a couple of seconds just in your own time, just to balance out, and then let go and relax. And breathe easy. And again, so it's the lower ribs we're just focusing on. It's like blowing up a balloon. Breathe in, expand forwards, sideways, and the back of the body into the ground. Pause, your own comfortable pause at the top of the breath. And then just hum out, sigh out. And then breathe easy. Now bring the focus to the sternum area, so the top of the chest, the collarbone. So we're going to bring the focus of breathing into this area. What I want to do is make sure that we don't tense the shoulders up as we do this, so we can still increase the space in a very calm, relaxing way, but just breathing into the upper chest area. Your belly will still rise a little bit, but the focus is we're just breathing into that upper chest area without tightening the neck. So just slightly increasing the volume, breathe into that upper chest area. Pause at the top of the breath, and then breathe out. It's just slightly increasing the volume. It's a bit like just gently blowing up a balloon. Don't want to blow it up too hard, otherwise it'll burst. So again, just with the attention, the focus in that upper chest area without tightening the neck muscles. Create space, breathe in, pause at the top of the breath, and relax out. Breathe easy. And again into that upper chest area. Breathe in and pause. A couple of seconds, just comfortable pause for yourself. Breathe out and relax. And breathe easy. Now we're going to combine those two. So we start focusing on the lower ribs, expanding, and then focusing on the upper part of the body. Just it's like a wave effect coming up through the spine and up through the rib cage. Again, it's a fuller breath. It's not a stressful breath, so it should be quite calming. We just increasing the space in the rib cage, pausing for a couple of seconds, and then relaxing and let the rib cage soften and relax back, creating that elasticity. So when you're ready, breathe into the lower ribs and the back. That wave effect coming into the upper chest. Pause at the top. And then breathe easy. And again, just create that wave effect. Breathe in. Pause at the top. Breathe out. You can have a nice extended out breath. Pausing at the top, you're getting all that exchange of oxygen and CO2. So the breathing is still calm, we're not hyperventilating, we're just increasing the volume just to play around with increasing the space in the rib cage. And again, breathe in. Really subtle wave effect. You might feel that mid-back on the floor, the spine on the floor. You might even get a few little cracks in the ribs or a few little cracks in the spine if you're lucky. Pause at the top and out when you're ready. And then just let the breath settle. Quick body scan again, notice any areas of any unnecessary tension. Just let go and soften into the ground. Okay, take your time now to roll over onto your side, no rush, and then you're going to come onto all fours. So we're just going to turn you over the other way. If you need a mat, pop a mat under the knees. If your knees are a little bit, feel your knees a little bit, you can pop a yoga mat or something a little bit more softer under the knees, just so you're not getting any problems with the knees. And we're going to all four position. In this position, your wrists are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips, and your spine is what we call neutral, but that just means you've got that natural little bit of a curve here, and the shoulders are nice and set, so that the shoulders aren't hunched up to the neck. You're just gently pushing down into the ground. And I want you to create that similar wave effect that you've just done on your back in this position. So you breathe into the lower body. You feel that slight extension through the spine. You hold for a couple of seconds at the top, and then this is where you can just pull in those upper abdominals a little bit to help the ribs come back to a resting position. So again, we're just exaggerating the breath. We're adding a pause at the top of the breath just so that we don't end up over breathing. So a slightly fuller breath into the ribs, into the back through the nose, pause, and then breathe out. There can be a little bit of movement through the spine, not a massive one, but just a little bit of movement. So fuller breath in, pause at the top, and breathe out when you're comfortable. From here, just give yourself a little bit of rock forwards and backwards. And we're just going to breathe into different sides of the body now. Now, when I say breathe into different sides, you obviously can't just compartmentalize and just breathe into one side of the body. But again, it's like we did with just that focus of breathing into different areas. So if you need to, bring your hands a little bit closer together. And now just balance on the left arm. And I want you to round the back a little bit. So you're creating a space and round in the back of the left side of the body. If you can, just reach the right arm in front and just breathe into this left side of the body. So you take that slightly fuller breath into the left side and then breathe out. I want it to be quite an active breath out, so you're pulling in your upper abdominals, bringing that left rib back into the body. Then pop both hands on the ground, come back to neutral spine. Then balance on the right arm. Little bit of round in the back, so you're almost creating space in this right side of the rib, right side of the body. You can raise the left arm. Breathe into that right side of the body. Pause. And then breathe out. Lots of pings and timers going off here. Sorry about that. Both hands back on the ground, back into neutral spine. We'll do that one more time each side. So balance on the left arm. Little bit of arch of the back. It's a bit like cat-cow if you do yoga. Reach that right arm forwards. Now we're breathing into that left. And breathe out. Hands back to neutral, spine back to neutral. Balance on the right hand. Ram the back a little bit, reach the left hand. Breathe into that right side of the body. And breathe out. Bring that hand back. Okay, just take yourself back into a sitting position, so you can sit on your heels or you can just sit cross-legged, however you feel just comfortable on the mat. Nice crack through my ankles there. Tall. Just finish off with a couple of circles of the arms. So reach and down. And breathe in. And out. One more. Reach up, you can look up. And out, you can sigh out. Then just rest your arms by the side. So we were taking fuller breaths there, but we're not over breathing because we're pausing. But the intention there was just to almost like breathe into different parts of the body with very, very subtle movements. So hope that all made sense to you. Again, this is going to be on the training portal. Leave any comments if you want to comment on it. If there's anything that worked for you, anything didn't work for you, then do let me know. Hopefully see you on Thursday for the movement class. Thank you for your time and attention, and have a great day, everybody. Take care. Bye. Get up safely. Don't fall over.